Right, so I had my 7th chemo session about 10 days ago now, so just over a week ago, and yeah, it was probably the worst one that I think I've had so far. Um, just in terms of like, it's just been horrible. I mean, whilst I was having the chemo, I just felt sicker than ever. I actually had to get them to slow it down because it was hurting my veins so much. My veins have been really bad, really, really bad. Can't really describe it. It's just they're constantly hurting now, both arms. So I mean, I can't really do much about it. I've just been icing them every day, and yeah, it's just stopping me doing things like I said, I've started drawing again, trying to learn the guitar, exercise, lifting weights. I can't do any of that when my veins are sore, and they're sore quite a lot of the time now. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, the chemo wasn't great. It was bad. Probably, like I said, the worst one. I mean, a lot of people thought, okay, after remission and getting past the halfway point, that's it, it's the home stretch. But, like, yeah, it is, but it's not going to be any easier. If anything, the next set of chemos will be the hardest, I think, personally. I mean, it's getting worse and worse, so, yeah, it's just going to have to get on with it, really. But yeah, in terms of how I feel, it's not been the greatest. My insides are quite bad, if I'm honest. Like, they feel really rough. Like, I can't explain it. Like, everything inside just feels like it's been scratched or torn apart, or like it's just a very weird feeling. Doesn't feel too good. My heart's been hurting. I mean, I've always had heart pain here and there since I've started this chemo, but think I think recently, like, it's just been a bit like I'd be sleeping there in bed and it would just start killing like a little heart attack and stuff. But I spoke to my hematologist about it a couple of months ago, and she said it's just one of those side effects. If it does get really bad, obviously to let her know. Um, so I'll see about that. I'll see how that goes on. What else? My fingers. I don't know if you can see, but like my fingers have gone really dark and black, like underneath my nails. It looks quite horrible. It just looks like I've slammed them in a door or something. But they're really sore, really sore. I can't even grip things like tightly. I can't open packets, or if I'm putting my socks on or something like that. Like they really hurt. Like even just to touch like this, it's quite sore. That is one of the effects of the chemo, and they did say it can cause permanent damage if it does get too bad, to let them know. So they can reduce the dosage, but I'm not sure. Like, I've got 5 chemos left now. Is there any point lowering the dosage? I mean, my right thumbnail feels like it's gonna fall out. I hope it doesn't. It'd be weird without a nail, but I'll see how I get on. I'll see how I get on. My eyelashes have started falling out now. This whole time they've stayed. Everything else has been going. The hair, the eyebrows. My facial hair is pretty much non-existent now, but the eyelashes have always been there, and they're starting to fall out quite a lot now. It's quite annoying because I'm constantly getting like eyelashes in my eye, in my eyeball, and I have to rub it. And also, without eyelashes, your eyelids tend to stick together. So when you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, gotta pull my eyelids apart. It's not that bad, but I think they're all gonna fall out soon. But yeah, it's just weird. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. What else? My chemo brain, I've mentioned, it's getting quite bad. I just feel really dopey. I do make quite a lot of mistakes, like if I'm messaging someone in my spelling, or certain phrases I say, or I just go blank. Like I'll walk into a room and I'll forget why I walked in there. Like what did I go in there for? Or like the other day, I went to get the ice pack out of the freezer, and I went in the kitchen, opened the fridge, stood by the fridge for ages, and I was thinking, what was I meant to get from the fridge? Couldn't remember, closed the fridge, walked back into the sitting room, and then realised I was meant to go to the freezer, not the fridge, and get the ice pack. So then I had to go back and get the ice pack. Little things like that. It's a bit, gets a bit annoying. What else? My taste and smell, like every time I have chemo, my taste goes for a couple of days, and then it slowly starts coming back. Now it's kind of just permanently like faded. Like there's a little bit there, but not much. Same with the smell. I can only smell and taste really strong smells or tastes. All my nose hairs have fallen out, so my nose is constantly running now. What else? What else? I need sleep. I haven't been sleeping much. Couple hours a night. Yeah, get kind of catches up on you. I haven't been sleeping much since I started the whole thing anyway, but kind of catches up on you. You do have weird dreams as well. Like after you have chemo, when you've got all the drugs in you, you do have some strange dreams. What else happened? I'm trying to think. I got sick. I've not been well. You can probably still kind of hear it in my voice, a bit nasally. Me being the idiot that I am, I don't like staying at home. Like I go crazy. So after the 7th chemo, I was out every day till stupid times as well, and I got ill. Got a bit of a cold. It's quite bad because you don't have an immune system to fight it, so it was quite horrible. I was sitting there with the thermometer all day just monitoring my temperature, because if it does get too high or too low, I do have to go straight to hospital, just purely because I have no immune system. So I mean, I was sick, yeah, so I'm starting to feel better now, but I'm still a bit, but I'm still going out and stuff like that. Like I said, I can't sit at home. I don't know, it's getting a bit, it's all catching up now. Like it was all alright, but now I just feel like I've been to war. Like everything just feels like battered. I don't know. I do have a respect for anyone who's fought cancer and beaten it and gone through it, or even those that haven't beaten it but have put up the fight. I do have like a newfound respect for them, because honestly, this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And even though like I don't really moan about things or go into it, but it's not easy at all, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. But yeah. Well, so I don't know. I'm just trying to keep myself busy. I don't like really being at home. I've been doing, I don't know what I've been doing. I've been spending more time in my car than in my house, if I'm honest. I've just been driving around. Like the other day, I was just driving around till like 2, 3 in the morning, just with no motive whatsoever. I mean, like I called every single friend of mine's like, are you free? Are you awake? Like no one was. So I just drove around. Well, it's just little things. I mean, I do get angry. I have been getting angry. I used to have a bad temper when I was younger. I still kind of do, but I do control it a bit more. But I don't know, certain times you just like, you do get quite mad. I try not to. I mean, like the other day I got asked for ID, and I haven't been asked for ID in years. I mean, I'm 25 years old. I've always had like facial hair and whatnot. Like I don't get asked for ID often. But obviously now I look a lot younger because the hair's all gone and stuff. And yeah, so a lady asked me for ID, and I just lost the plot a bit. And I was like, I haven't been asked for ID for so many years. Why are you asking me for ID? Blah blah blah. And she was like, look at your face. You don't look over 18. That kind of just annoyed me. So I just told her, like, look, I have cancer. Like, I'm going through chemotherapy right now. My hair's falling out. What do you want me to do? I don't have my ID with me. If I had it, I would have shown her. She's like, oh, go home and get your ID. I was like, you want me to go all the way home, get my ID, and just come, like, having a bubble. But so yeah, I did lose it a bit. I mean, it's not her fault. She was doing her job, but at the time I did get quite mad because I don't know. I don't know. Even like another time, I was in a restaurant, and the waitress came over like, oh, it smells like someone's hair's burning, because there were candles and stuff in the restaurant. I don't know. So she came over like, it smells like someone's hair's burning. I couldn't really smell anyway, but apparently it did. And then the guy next to me on the table next to mine was like, oh, it can't be him because he hasn't really got hair. Little joke. He didn't mean anything by it. He obviously doesn't know I've got cancer or whatever. But I mean, it's just little things like that. They do kind of get a bit annoying, but whatever, it is what it is. It's a bit weird, yeah, because you do look in the mirror now. Like I look in the mirror now and I actually look ill. Like, you don't look like yourself. It's weird. It's hard to explain. You just don't look like you. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm just like, is that me? Kind of thing. I don't know. It's weird to explain. It's very weird to explain. What else? I mean, it's alright. It's alright. It does get a bit long sometimes. Like, like sometimes I just want to go into the hospital and be like, right, I'm done. I've had enough now. No more of this. I think I'm fine. Just because I'm dreading the next 5. I really am. Because the last one's just been so bad. But what can you do? You just have to get on with it. Five left. 5 more chemos. Less than 9 weeks. And I'm free of this. So, yeah. I mean, I watched a good film actually the other day. It's called 50-50. If you get a chance to watch it, it's actually quite interesting. It's like a comedy, but it's like a dark comedy kind of thing. Not dark, but it's a Seth Rogen film. It's got Seth Rogen in it, Anna Kendrick, that kind of humour, more adult humour. It's basically about a guy who gets diagnosed with cancer, and he's got a rare type of cancer in his back, and he's got a 50-50 chance of survival basically, and it's just his journey through it, like the ups, the downs, the funny stuff, all of it. And it's quite interesting. I mean, when he first gets diagnosed, he stays calm. He's obviously a bit worried and whatnot. His girlfriend cheats on him. He has all those kind of problems. He has counselling. He's going through chemotherapy, feeling sick, losing his hair, all of that. I mean, they've got everything so spot on. He reaches his breaking point at one point in the film, and he just gets in a car and he starts driving on the wrong side of the road, and just pulls over, and he's literally just screaming in his car because he stayed calm throughout the whole thing, and then he just snaps and just loses it, and he just starts screaming like, I've had enough. Like, it's quite interesting. It's a good film if you haven't seen it. I mean, they've got everything so spot on. I mean, even like when he goes to get diagnosed, like when the doctor tells him he's got cancer in the film, like the second the doctor mentions the word cancer, his hearing just goes, like he doesn't hear anything else the doctor said, and it's kind of, that's exactly how it is. Like even when I got told, everything just blanked out, like you don't really pay attention to anything else after you hear that word. So I mean, the film is really interesting. I mean, his best friend is Seth Rogen, so he keeps him company. Obviously Seth Rogen's, I like his films, I think he's funny. So I mean, yeah, having that friend around kind of just kept him sane. But it's quite interesting. I don't know. It's just how people deal with cancer, I guess, in different ways. But it was very similar to how I've kind of been dealing with it. He was just trying to be out and about. He wasn't trying to let it affect his life too much. So yeah, it's a good film. If you do get the chance to watch it, I do recommend it. But I'm going off on a tangent now. This isn't a film review. So yeah, so 7 chemos done. 5 more left. I've got my 5th one on Friday. 5th one? Sorry, my 8th one. Chemo brain. Got my 8th one on Friday. Yeah, apart from that, we're almost there. I don't know. I'm kind of reaching a point where I'm just not even speaking to anyone. I'm just here, like, doing whatever I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Skydive is very soon, less than 2 weeks away. I'll keep you guys updated with that and put the links in the bottom again. If you can donate, that would be great. But I mean, yeah, I'm here, cracking on with it. 5 more. I'm gonna make the video about the exercise soon as well. Hopefully, it's just I haven't been feeling too good, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Again, thanks for all the support and all the feedback, positive or negative. I like it all, so I'll keep it coming. And yeah, I'll make my next video soon, hopefully.